Yeah, man. We long hiatus. You know what I mean? This is like our 2 year, almost 2 years since
Second,
we.
yeah, it's going into 2 years.
So salute to ADP for sponsoring No PTO Days. Like we getting back at it.
Appreciate you.
Our I'm not even we changing the format of people that watched our podcast in the past. Like, but our first we're not gonna have a guest per se. We gonna more say like, friends and family that we inviting into the living room. So
Absolutely.
our friend and family, this young lady, she has her own business of Layla's Flavors.
Layla's Flavors.
They're delicious. I'm going to definitely kill one of these by the time this episode is over.
The blue one, right?
But yeah, introduce yourself.
I'm Layla. This is Jay.
We ain't had to say that. You ain't had to do that. It's going to come at the bottom of the screen. Okay, go. I'll let you cook. Our special family or friend actually was a little small story before I introduce this person. We was at a Juneteenth event a couple years ago, and we was vending in South Jersey, Gloucester County, I believe. What was it? It was somewhere in South Jersey, and we needed to act. This was prior to our first Connect Build Create, so we needed a few more vendors to fill up our event, and one of those people was Layla. So I think that's my, that's our introduction to our family friend guest today. So what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. I remember when we met at the Juneteenth event. It was really genuine. You came up to me, and the Connect and Builds have really changed how I look at my business, how I connect with people, and really how this just keeps me going, as an entrepreneur. Yeah. So I know you like the green punch.
Yeah, I like them all, but that's my favorite.
Because that
for
was
sure.
the initial one that you had got when we saw each other, and you had the your container. What did you have?
Salute the supplement. So I had my friends.
supplement
I had
bottle.
his bottle, and we shot on we had shot some video content or something like that, like a little teaser.
And you came back and you was like, "Can I put this? How much you gonna charge me? Because I'm not getting this, but I got this. Could you do me a free refill?"
Yeah, yeah. Appreciate the refill.
Yeah, he put me on. He told me that, you told me that, yeah, we got this girl, she coming, she got these drinks, but it's like she got something that's not going on, but it's gonna be fire. And I got there and I was like, all right, cool, let me try, let me see what it's hitting for. And it took me a while to get to your product because I was so busy in the melee of everybody moving around and trying to get the situation organized. I was late, like always. So when I got there, I had to cook. But when I finally got to your drinks, it was like the end of the event, and it was like whatever you had left. I was like, whatever you got that's non-alcoholic, let me get some. Yeah. And I got it, and I was like, and my girl was there. Let her taste it. She was like, oh, yeah, that's the crack. So I was like, so now I'm itching. Every time we come to an event, I'm itching. Like,
Yeah,
right, cool.
like not outside of that though. Like, I'm gonna give you your flowers. Like a lot of people say like ask about you. Like,
Yeah, they do.
like I love her energy, her enthusiasm. So we definitely appreciate you. Like your extension of our brand. Like people that been with us are a representation of what we have going on, and we highly appreciate you. Like coming, whether it's late on time, like it's cool. It's well worth the wait.
The drinks.
Yeah, you show up.
right.
When you show up, we know what's cooking as soon as you come.
Yeah, we already
it's cooking,
know.
So
yeah, we already know what you're coming with. Like,
For sure.
yeah, and like I said, like I got some footage of you. I just I shot it raw on my camera, and your energy, even though you just knew exactly what it was. Even though you said that's not what you naturally do, your energy just came right off. So I was like, oh yeah, she automatic. She in the gang. So I appreciate everything. You know what I mean? Because every time you come to the events, it's the energy, it's the customer service. You know what I mean? Not just the customer service, because it don't seem like you selling a product.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just talking to the people, just bringing your energy.
That's
like,
how it's supposed to be, though. I feel like when you're connected to something, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is something very different for me. Yeah. I really stepped outside of the box when COVID happened. Mm-hmm. I think I told you or ran past, I do have a master's degree. Like I went to school, like, and that was the route that I saw, you know, myself doing. And don't get me wrong, that's my job now, and that's what I do in order to support myself. But I know that there's so much bigger out there for me because of being able to do this brand. You know, being able to sell something that I'm passionate about, you know, and be able to share with other people. Because, you know, as we talked before, like in our community, it's not a thing to where we really think about what we're putting in our bodies constantly. So it's like, you know, you want to have that drink, you know, that's maybe not so heavy that night, you know, you get to still enjoy the same things with your friends, but you won't wake up the next day feeling like a piece of poop. So you know what I mean?
hate
You
that
won't
feeling.
feel like a piece of poop because
you know what it's
that
like.
happens though, right? And it's like, oh my
hate that
goodness, you know,
feeling.
what did I drink? So even for myself, I'm not a huge drinker, you know, but it really, like I said, I was just able to think outside the box because I am a pescatarian, you know, because I live that healthy way. And you know, they do have sugars in it, but it's no additives. It's no high fructose corn syrup. They're gluten free. They are very you know, it's like a clean taste to it.
Absolutely.
So, you know, this is just something that I just enjoy, and I really, like, I'm so blessed to have met you guys, because you make me, you know, say, I can do this. You know, this can happen. I can make this happen for myself. It's about consistency. You know, it's about believing in yourself. It's about having those people around like you know, that makes you say, okay, it's possible. And I have that type of mindset where I'm like, if that person can do it, I can do it.
Right.
What makes
That's a
them
fact.
special? What makes them more special than me? It be people, we hear about it all the time. Dead broke, nothing.
Yeah.
And they reach that ladder, you know, and they have those lonely nights, and they have those days where they have their doubts. But it's nice to have that constant reminder of people saying, nah, it's good. And we've had talks at these connecting builds where we're like, yo, this is hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, this is hard.
For sure.
Yeah, I think if any field, because at first, you know, look, I am a Christian, but I don't go to church. I talk to people. I'm like, I don't feel like I need to be around. There's certain things that you're disciplined about, but like some of these networking events that we've done, as an entrepreneur, has done wonders for me personally. Because it's like, while you in it, you just in it, and you don't even realize how far you've gone. You know, till other people are telling you like, yo, y'all. I'm like, am I killing it? Are we? You know what I mean? We still struggling. You know, I don't got it all figured out, and or you could pick the brain of other people at the same time. So it's a dope. It's a dope thing. Shameless plug to Connect, Build, Create. I don't know when this episode gonna go up, but it's definitely a good vibe for sure. Great situation.
Yeah, people follow the Instagram, then they know when we post it. But
yeah,
I think that the Connect, Build, Creates, man, have done like amazing things for bringing like dope people to our circle, man. I'm like, before we would go to like other people's events, or we would pop up at little things or whatever. We might have like our products and stuff like that, or we just show up just to show love. You know what I'm saying? Because that's, you know, we do that constantly. But us starting to host our own events and then bringing people together, that's always been what we talked about, like from the rip. Like we would talk about like building culture, building a community. You feel me? Building a like synergy. You know what I mean, about what we doing. So to see it come to, you know, fruition, you know what I'm saying, and the type of people that is bringing out, you know, the brothers that own the brand that you're wearing right there. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to MT King for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like those brothers, the energy was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like we able to you know, bring our bro Jax, you know what I'm saying, who does our videography, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, we got other guys that we work with, but like to be able to bring these people to the forefront, you know what I'm saying, and them to stay active with us and build with us, and like you said, build. It's almost like a family we're building here. That's a different type of feeling, because you know the money and stuff like that is good. We all need money. Money is, as my brother Yassine Bey said, money is delicious. You know what I'm saying? It goes with everything I want to do in life. But you know, outside of that, it's the community, it's the culture, it's the lifestyle that it brings with it. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to build and vibe. So yeah, man, I love what we're doing, man, and I love what you're doing. I'm glad that we get to share the story for sure.
Yeah.
But let's get into the. Can I like? I'm really. I want some. So
Go ahead.
Can we see what it's hitting
go
for?
ahead.
Which one am I?
Jay,
You gonna go for the green? They think he reached out. That's wrong. No, you can't do that. All right, let's go see what it's hitting for. So this is
So this is the Mermaid Lemonade.
okay.
They're all non-alcoholic, as we already know.
Okay.
And then Jay has the green punch.
And you just crack open the top like this right there, and put a little.
You sure?
You just crack
little
open?
hole in it. Pause.
Wait.
Yeah, if you ain't grow up with Capri Sun,
Yeah,
you don't know.
you don't know about this. This is a dark
Yeah.
Capri Sun.
But you ain't gotta pop the whole.
No.
You don't have to pop. It just open up
Slightly
nice and
open
easy
it.
for you. Yup.
And you just
Go ahead and get you some. Spit.
Now you started this during 2020, the pandemic.
yes.
So what was that moment you was like,
Okay.
I'm about to do this?
So it was when all the bars closed down. So all right, so all in that same mist, I was getting my master's degree. I had got my master's in May 2020. I had a whole plan for myself. I'm like, you're going to be a BCBA. All right. So bars closed down. I was no longer working for the job I was working for because I found out I was pregnant. So I'm like, well, what can you do at home? Drinks. You have a bartending certification that you never were able to use. And actually, my daughter's dad motivated me. So it takes that sometimes.
Shout out to bro.
It takes that person to really push that vision to life. And at the time, he was the person.
You know what? That's a great. That's first and foremost all the male bashing. I'm like, because that's dope that you even admitted that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, look, we don't get credit. A lot of
to be
times,
honest.
We don't.
you know what I mean? As far as like that extra.
He didn't believe in my dreams. I
did it all myself.
yeah.
He was just there.
Yeah,
you know what I
right,
mean? Like,
right.
it's everything is not financial. Sometimes it's that extra push.
Yep.
Yep.
Or the confidence to be able to push you in that the area, whatever
Absolutely.
you're doing. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
salute to him. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine. But yeah, so he's like, you why not? I'm like, you think I could do this? He's like, why not? So, I took the leap, and then that summer was crazy. It was so booming because all the bars were closed. So it was like, you be a mobile bartender. So I was doing all these different things, but I was a one-man band. I was a driver because at the time I was delivering. I wasn't doing the same things like how I was doing now. I was able to minimize it. And of course, after I became a mom, I had to limitize my time and be able to focus on that. I couldn't go here, go there. But the first year was great. I did a lot of the in AC they have these basketball games called Too Hungry.
Yep.
Okay.
So I went out there. It was mad people out there with drinks. And when I started out there, it kind of gave me that confidence and that energy to say, oh, you can do this. You have this in you. So I started posting on social media. Of course, like a lot of people supported me at first. And I'm not going to lie, that was amazing. Like to see all the people like on Facebook, on Instagram saying, oh, you selling drinks, you doing this, you doing that. And people know, like, growing up, I've always been a nice person. I've always had that good spirit. And it's like you said, you're Christian. I grew up in a Christian household. So, I was never like mean or wicked or weird. I was always intentional. I was always nice. I was always, hey, how you been? I always remember people by name and things of that sort. So when people saw that I was selling drinks, they're like, Layla selling drinks? Okay, we know Layla. She's nice. She's this. I had a great reputation behind me to where so many people supported me. And I'm like, you can do this. And then don't forget, I had just graduated. So I had all this, like, this pump. I can't explain it. It felt like I was on top of the world because it was like, you just did this. I was only 23 getting my master's. I'm like, I did all those things. So it's like, if you did that, you can do this too.
For sure.
So, after various of vending, like I said, at the Stay Hungry, I did another one in Vineland. We actually had a huge one, and Sue Surf came. I think it was called No Man's Land, but Vineland shut that down because our town is really weird. Like, I feel like they don't like people to prosper.
Yeah. Sue Surf, battle rapper, right?
Yeah, so it was like a one-on-one. No Man's Land, actually, shout out to No Man's Land because they're actually a LLC, but they never could follow through because the city made it very difficult for them. Okay. It was so many people that came. So in that time, I think I was there for like 2 hours. I think I sold like 100 pouches.
Damn.
Oh, cooking.
Insane. Then the next
Oh,
summer.
I gotta.
Yeah,
Well,
don't let that go over. Yeah, like
No, because I might forget. Because you was like, it was so amazing that first year, and we doing business, we gotta go back and talk numbers. So when you say amazing, like how much sales were you doing, like monthly?
Like when I was going out to the vending events, depending on where they were, I was making over $1,000 in 2 hours.
cooking.
Yeah.
Like it was amazing because they had alcohol in it. When I went to New York City, 4th of July, I was selling them. See, I don't think you guys have seen those. When I first started, those Chinese containers? I started off with those, 32 ounces. I was selling them for $20.
Big dogs, yeah.
So people were sharing them, but then the alcoholics, like if you were drinking, like, oh, this light. Ringside and up in North Jersey? You ever heard of that? They sell those 32 ounces. And I remember that a girl, because I'm like, what can you do that was different? Because that's how the idea popped off. Yeah. I'm like, you got to have something that's see-through. You got to have something, because that's what people are attracted to, the color. Like, wait, when I was popping up at the events, they like, what's this? What's the blue one? What's the green one? Because people like that. People like that different look. They're like, what is it? They see the apples in it, the fruits. They like, wait, what's this? So, it really brings them in. So when I started to do it, like I said, I was able to sell them for the high the first year because they were 32 ounces. That's
fire. It's funny. Yeah, you know what? That point, just a tidbit. My brother always kind of put me on to that because he I'm Muslim, you know what I'm saying? So, we got the oils and all that. Yeah. He sells the oils. He got about a pound and all that type of stuff. And he always told me, they say, yo, the colorful ones is the ones you want to show to a lot of people. Unless they already know they fragrance, they scent, show them the colorful ones because that's going to get them in them clear jars. You know what I'm saying? They're going to say, oh, the swirls people and all the colors. Yeah, so that's dope. And then we tried to implement that even with some of our new merch. You know what I mean? Like what you got there. Yes. Like, you know what I'm saying? The dream.
Oh, shameless. The nice plug there. I like that. Okay.
Isn't that
you got that right there.
Nah, this is fire.
But we started off with different type of colorways and stuff like that, and eventually we was like, no, we're gonna end up doing different colors. And shout out to Dion, Elitism Group official vice president. He had the idea of bringing some of the colors that we brought, and so when we say, yo, we going to change up the color of the actual Dream Junkie, you know what I'm saying? So we changed up the colors of the hoodies. Instead of going to the blacks and the greens and the blues that we normally stick to, we going to change it up, bring some more energy into it. Yeah. So, and people like them. You know what I'm saying? So, bring some color in your life for sure.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You need that.
I love it.
That's the name of the episode.
They say color is light.
Huh?
They say color
is light. That's a fact.
It's like... as we evolve as a brand, as you evolve, I know you were talking about as far as like the vending and everything and all the big events. So where are you right now with Layla's Flavas?
Right now, I'm still like coasting. As we talked before, I talked to you about, what I want to do and how I want to expand, but I don't want to talk about that on here. But, as far as where my company is going to go, I have my vision of where I know I want it to go. But I'm fine with doing what I'm doing now. I feel like connecting, literally in building, as you guys say, is one of the most important things when it comes to entrepreneurship. Getting yourself in those right rooms, getting yourself around the right people so you're able to stay motivated on a daily basis. Because it's hard to drown. Yeah. It's hard to drown in everyday life. Most people that are the entrepreneurs or the small business entrepreneurs, they're not doing this only. You have to support yourself. You have to go to work. You have another business. You're doing other things in order to support yourself. So it's like, okay, well, I know today I have to go to my 9 to 5, or whatever. I work 4 days. I pick my own schedule, but I still have to, do substantial hours to make it make sense. Right. So it's like you still have to do your 9 to 5. You're still you're still a single mom, and it's like you still have to do the business. So it's really about finding that discipline and saying, okay, well, this is not forever. Yeah. And that's where I'm kind of stuck right now because, like I said, when I first started, I didn't have a kid. So now that's something else that I have to balance on top of being able to support my own brand. And as we talked, how am I going to be able to do that? We talked about that. Not using your own capital, trying your best to open up, credit lines to where you're digging from there. So you're not drowning yourself out with your own money. So I'm very much in that stage of, okay, now all this time, this has been my own capital. This
Yeah.
has been my own capital.
It's funny you say that because like a funny story personally with me and bro, like about 7 years, it was like 7 years ago. You hit me up. You was like, "Yo, I got 8,000. What should I do with it?" And then just the growth of what, just knowledge. Because 8 years ago, I was like, I don't know. Like that we had a elitism group, but it wasn't what it is today. It was more of like ambition going. So knowing what to do with, like, if you come across, because through life you are going to find a lick, like you're going to come across 8,000, 10,000.
Yeah.
It's like, how can you execute it to make it, to put you in the best situation?
Yeah.
So Layla, like a couple weeks ago, she was like, Jay, is it okay to say this? Like, you're like, hey, I have a couple dollars.
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why don't you just put some of it in get some money orders and deposit your business bank account. And then that can establish some business credit for you. You know what I mean? So so that's the little small conversation we had.
Yeah.
And
because I'm like, because at first I'm like, well, what should I buy? Remember, I had to ask you, like, what should I buy for the business? I was asking, what should I buy? Because I'm thinking, all right, like, just long term wise, what is it that I need? What is it that and he's like, nah, you need to establish
make the money work.
Yes.
Make the money work.
Yes. So it's like, I wouldn't have thought of that, or I couldn't have gone to like my mom or something, somebody that I would typically talk to about that, and she would have came out with that idea. I'm like, what did I say? I'm like, this is why I love talking to you, Jay, because that is something you need. You need those people in your life that will say, because I don't know that. This is starting from scratch. Like I said, I've been education since I, graduated high school in 2014. For 6 years I was in college. That's a very different mindset than an entrepreneur.
Right.
So I'm turning on something very different. My mind was very much education based, and I'm great at what I do. I'm a therapist. I'm a child developmental specialist. So I work with children all day. And I help these children develop in areas of gross motor, speech language, fine motor. So everything in their early years of development. Like, there's children that I start with that can't speak, and when I'm done, they can talk.
That's beautiful.
So it's like, I have reached, and I feel like you guys are going to be able to connect to this as well. I feel like that because that purpose has almost been fulfilled, this is why God brought this into my life and gave me this idea. Because I feel like I have multiple purposes. At first, I'm just like, oh, you're going to be an educator forever. Now, I see that this is something that I can also reach people with in a much different way. And I'm not saying to get lit. it could just be a chill summer vibe.
I will say that, like Gary Vee, because sometimes, like, people around me that's doing, Gary Vee was like, I remember he put a video up like a month ago. He was like, mocktails is is going to be the new thing, like non-alcoholic drinks. And so when first, you probably one of the first people to come to mind, like, yo, you still working on your joint, right? You still doing, because it's like, you don't, your friends that's in your inner circle, you don't want them to time to go by and they be like, yeah, I was doing it, but then I just got unmotivated and I dropped it off. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's just like, even with people maybe calling us like, yo, make sure you sticking with that. Or if bro with his art, yo, make sure you stick with your art. Or, everybody might need that little push, you know what I mean, to keep going. So
having those needs that little light.
Something that keeps you motivated for your business, just making sure you're connecting and contacting all those people in your circles because like you said, you got a bunch of support at the first year, now you're coasting and going through. So I know, especially in this entrepreneur space, it's hard to keep maintaining that self-motivation to go through with everything.
Absolutely. I think it's definitely me. Like I said, I'm coasting because of me. I know there's things that I lack. I know there's things that I need to do more of in order to expand the brand. Like, I take accountability. I'm not a crier. You know how people be like, oh, my brand isn't. I'm not that type of person. I know what I need to do in order to get there because I've had that school discipline, if that makes any sense.
That's
it took me
I was
gonna say that.
It's an investment. And that's what people fail to realize. It's not an overnight thing. It's an investment. And I believe I watched something and they said a lot of businesses don't make it after that 10th year. Once you make it past that 10th year, that means you're going to be able to do it. Gets
over the hill. You get over the hump.
Easier. So it's just like, if you starting from scratch, which most of us are, especially as African Americans, let's be real, we're starting from nothing. These are ideas that we done grabbed out our own hat. Because our parents was not doing this. Nope. Our parents were working the 9 to 5s. Our parents were doing it by the book. And our minds have said, no, I want that financial freedom. I want to be able to, do things my way. And that's not how that's not how this has been. And they haven't even set any stepping stones. Don't forget about that part. We're making our own steps. So that's how I consider it. It's like you have to think you're like a baby. I'm a baby in the game.
Speaking of baby and parents, look, the nostalgia, this takes me back to my childhood. The TVs. That's dope.
This is so dope, though. This is like, on SZA, you know how SZA has her on Control album? And she's in the back and she's on the album.
That's fine. I don't.
I'm not familiar. I know who she is.
I don't like
SZA. I don't. Shout out to SZA. I don't know her.
I know you.
I've seen her before. She's cute. I've seen her before. I don't know her music much, but
what?
But
do you know what I'm talking about? Okay,
SZA, you know what? I know who SZA is.
Are we around the same?
But I don't know.
How old are you? 26. Yeah, we're around the same age. They're a little bit older.
Hold on.
No,
I said I know
he know who SZA is.
First of all,
why you ain't say nothing, Jay?
Hold on. My birthday was Monday, but I'm younger a little bit, and I know who SZA is.
He said I'm younger a little bit. You like 2 years, a year.
That's I think that's
like a year and a half. Hey, your birthday. When's your birthday?
March 6th.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, he used to say, you know what I mean?
What's
Come
the
on,
point?
Man. I'm saying we around the same age. Don't do that. The point is, I got other reasons why I don't know some music artists. There ain't no offense to these. I don't listen to much music. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I don't.
What type of music do you listen to?
I don't listen to much music. You know what I'm saying?
Do you do?
But if I was to listen to music, when I did listen to music heavily, it was like, like Mos Def, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing, MF Doom.
Is it because of religion?
That type of thing. It is because of my religion that I fall back from music, you know what I'm saying? But, I still love it.
Yeah.
I still come from that, you know what I'm saying? But, it's just a restriction for myself, you know what I'm saying? To minimize my exposure to certain things, you know what I'm saying? So I still like a fire bar and a hot beat, you know what I'm saying? When I hear them, I be scrolling on Instagram and I still be like, damn, that's hot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, like it's still, but yeah, so whoever SZA, I know who SZA is. Let's just clear that. I know who SZA is. I just don't know her work like that. You know what I'm saying? I've heard I heard something from her. I know I did. But I just don't know her. I've heard some of her stuff, I'm sure, like especially if she's a big artist, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sure I heard her stuff in passing. So I don't want her fans to be like, this nigga.
You about to get stung.
Yeah.
I don't got nothing to do with this. So this guy, I know who she is. But never mind. Forget it.
Anyway, go ahead.
But so I think Flavas today. Well, I had a question when you was going through all that because you come from an education background. Yeah. Or what was your how was your parents' reaction? Were they? I know you're a grown ass woman. You could do what you want. But did you get the full support, or was you getting I don't know? Like,
why would you?
You got your master. Like, what was
you did all that work, and this what you gonna focus on?
Honestly, my parents have always been supportive of everything. Like, I have literally the best. Not even my parents, my family. Like, I had the best family in the world. Like, when I started selling drinks, they're like, of course, you know how people be like, like they're skeptical. Like, I seen this what is it called, the skepticism, or however you want to say it. What is it?
I don't know, but I like the way it sounds.
You on that? You on
skepticism? I get where this
skepticism.
Oh, okay, skepticism. Okay,
how about this?
You the educator?
No, because you.
No, we're just gonna change the sentence. Okay, I'm the educator, so we're changing the sentence. They were skeptical.
Okay.
They were skeptical of that first.
I like that word though. I might use it. That might be a new word because it's skeptic. It's skeptical. What's it? Skepticism. If it's optimism, it's
right.
I'm saying pessimism. I'm saying if you put it together,
Hey,
I'm saying it's like putting it together and making a new word.
So our I know PTO Days fans. We know this
Skepticism.
guy fucking up the words. You know what I mean?
Horrible though. Not
I mess up too. Players fuck up too.
I mess it up all the time. But this ill though because you hear so many times. I want to scale back a little bit on you going to school and things like that. Like I take classes on and off. You know what I'm saying? Like I finished some classes last year. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be taking some more this year. But I'm constantly elevating myself in one way or another. And I actually enjoy education. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't like tests, but I like education. Yeah. I like pushing myself. Yeah. So especially if it's applicable, right? But one thing that I think, like with entrepreneurs and with all these, like, you know, people that have business minds, is that education, secular education, kind of gets like bashed. So it's like school bashing or job bashing. So it's like, oh, you got college is a scam. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And in a way, it has its scamminess. You know, it's way more expensive than it should, and it's got fees and stuff like that, and it's a little more complicated than it should be. But you learn so many valuable tools, like how you are. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to can we take a commercial break? I'll use the bathroom.
Oh, that's the first one? All right, cool.
Listen, this is my mindset of it. Because everything is such an investment, I don't ever feel like college is a waste of time. And let me explain this. Every person that has been out there that says after they've gotten out of college that they can't find a job, they didn't put the work in. And let me tell you this. Because I'm going to keep going. Because people love to say this. And this is probably one of the worst things. People think that school is the only job. Going to school is the only job. When I was in college, I just didn't get a certificate. So many people had that same diploma. Right. You know how many people, because I graduated, my BA was, I was a history major. Then I ended up getting my master's in education studies, and then the concentration was special ed. Yeah. My resume, I mean, is extremely, long because I did things I did not want to do. There was times where I had to take the pay cut. You know what I mean? At one point this is when I was fresh out of high school, I was working at the bank. I didn't really like it. I loved working with kids. I was making $11 an hour. I was hyped. I was at ShopRite, I was making $8. I was making minimum wage. Yeah. My mom told me, she was like, go to the YMCA, you can work in the summer. Love the job. I was making almost $3 less. I was now back again to minimum wage.
Right. So it's not it's not just the dollar amount. It's like like your like first of all your what is it? I'm trying to find the right word. The what's your quality of life, you know what I mean? Like it's not like if you're going to take that pay cut, but are you going to be happy when you come into work as opposed to like, damn, I got to clock in. So yeah, I get what you're saying. But
also think about it though, it added to my resume. And it's like, that's the thing. People will be like, oh, I'm a business major, but resume say working at Foot Locker for 5 years. It doesn't make sense. You have to make those sacrifices. Yes, it's about how you apply yourself and how you connect yourself to that degree. If I say, hey, I'm an education major, everything on that resume better be working with kids, better be working with this. And it's just like, it's not a scam.
For me, that's how it was for my high school. And my teachers, because I went to vocation, I went actually to high school around the corner from here.
Oh wow.
Mass bomb, went for culinary, and I was telling my teacher, thinking about college, I'm gonna go for culinary. She's like, for what? You already did. You graduated.
Right.
Like, explore. You're gonna go to college. First of all, college is mainly, to me, is a networking place. It's networking first before education.
Mm-hmm. I honestly could use it. Too.
Okay,
I'm going to listen. I want to listen.
No, go ahead, because we still on time.
Yeah.
And welcome back.
She's a track star, too.
Oh, my God.
Educated. But now, discipline. Like we said, networking is don't matter what it is. If you were working a 9 to 5 and you try and elevate, you got to put yourself around other energy. I saw somebody said something recently, and it was like, I think I meant to repost it. I might have sent it to your IJ, and it was like the importance of networking up, networking lateral, So people that's on your same level, and also networking down.
Well, yeah.
Like he says, break it up 33% on each, and all of them are important. And I think that's definitely true. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I concur with that. 'Cause that's actually similar to that what I got from my mentors in community college when I my first year of community of keeping your circles, especially for like this generation where everyone's like, oh, I can't keep my circle small. Like, now I have multiple. I have 3. You know, I have the older ones like you guys. You guys are a little bit older and y'all have more experience and showing me, you know, the different stuff of the business world, entrepreneurship, and helping me. I stay talking to you every day about different moves, whether it's real estate, whether it's the Dream Junkie, or the Elitism brand, or the Connect Build Creates that we do. I have people around my age that I talk to every day, just shooting ideas and what we can do to try to bring up. And I have younger people. I always try to get involved. I talk to you guys about trying to get younger people involved with the brand ambassadors and just getting them into the mindset of what it takes to hustle and to find a stride in something, whether it's thinking differently in perspectives. You know, people that want to, I want to be a model, but you know, hey, start showing off, start doing your free photo shoots and stuff like that. You know, rocking the brand. That way, you have something to build off of to pursue.
Right.
And I feel like that's something that just helps people just grow. Just trying to keep those three.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. It's a good point.
But for sure. So, but I'm sorry, Layla. Where where can we find you on social media?
So you can just find me on literally Layla's Flavaz LLC.
Layla's Flavaz.
Spell it for him.
LAYLA''S Flavaz. What is it? LLC.
Cool. Now we
It doesn't have an apostrophe on Instagram.
Okay.
It's just
They'll pop
Flavaz.
up. They'll pop up on
Yeah.
the screen.
It'll pop up. Yeah.
Now if you and you know, this was cool. Like we again, we honored to have you sit down with us. We haven't done this together in a while. We did shoot an episode at ATL. He's talking about something that don't count because I wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
Counts.
That's a fact. that was you know, it's a little extra.
But you guys know where you can find us. Elitism Group, J Teller 36.
Yeah.
And
You can go to Abdullah_Sawai SAWAI. And you can also follow the same thing and add art _art to find my art page and SawaiArt.com or AbdullahSawai.com, either one. ElitismGroup.com.
yep. Grab your Dream Junkie hoodies.
That's a fact. Connect Build Create still going on.
When's the next one? Do you guys have a date?
Well, we don't know when it's going to get dropped. So, but there's one coming up.
And we're still doing the Paint and Lit events.
Yep.
Paint and Lit is if you've never been to the paint, you've been to the Paint and Lit. Paint and Lit is definitely lit, and we are painting.
You want to get your ticket now for the future one?
When is it?
March 25th.
Yes, Jay.
Okay, cool. All right, that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
All right.